All right, I found a guy who's not wearing Browns colors today, but he told me he's the biggest Browns fan in the history of Browns fan. Why don't you introduce yourself, because you're part of the family here, NFL Network. We're all brothers here, but why don't you tell the fans at home your name and how long you've been a Browns fan?
Tom Pelissero, NFL Network, about 30 seconds now, I believe, Browns fan.
Great. Well, hey, we accept new Browns fans as well. So what gives you hope about the Browns this season versus the last couple tough seasons where they only won one game?
Well, start on defense. They're generating turnovers. That's a huge part of the equation. They lead the NFL in takeaways so far this season. Offensively, they certainly got some juice with Baker Mayfield. Now we'll see how he responds out here against a really good Ravens defense. But the number 2 running team in football, they're doing different things well. They are gathering playmakers, and they're a young team that should theoretically get better.
What do you see in the next 5 years from the Browns? What's their highest finish going to be in the NFL?
Highest finish is tough to predict. You know that. You can't predict Super Bowl from one year to the next because the team are clustered. Let's start with this. The Browns over the next couple of years should be a contender, should be able to be in the mix to get into the playoffs. 5 years from now, I mean, if you ask John Dorsey, I'm sure he'd tell you he hopes he's built a Super Bowl contender. That's about how long it's going to take when you're starting from where they were.
What have you seen from Baker Mayfield so far that gives you hope that he can be the Pro Bowl perennial all-star quarterback that John Dorsey hopes when he drafted him number 1?
The thing that everybody says when you talk to people around the league is he plays fast. He seems to do everything at a game speed. I had a quarterbacks coach text me the night that he came in against the Jets and said, I don't want to jump the gun, but it looks like he's got a real chance. People can just see the game is not too big for him. He is able to function. He has functional mobility.
Which means he's not very fast, but he gets around pretty good.
You compare his numbers to Russell Wilson's, right? At the combine, he doesn't look like he's as good of an athlete, but he moves around in the pocket so well, he steps up so well. All those things are good, and it seems like he also really engenders a lot of confidence within the locker room. Rashard Higgins told me the other day, he asked Baker before every game, how you feeling? Baker always responds, feeling dangerous. This is not a guy who's shrinking under the spotlight. He believes that he's going to be that guy. Kind of the story of his entire career is exceeding people's expectations, and the expectations always high for a number 1 overall pick.
Fans always love comparisons. When you look at Baker Mayfield, is there anybody in today's game or past NFL years that you would compare Baker to?
Well, Wink Martindale said the other day, this generation's Brett Favre or John Elway, and Hugh Jackson immediately swatted that down and said, you're not going to butter us up that way. He has a unique play style. I mean, people are going to make the Russell Wilson comparisons, but they don't play exactly the same way. Mayfield seems like he's further along in terms of playing from within the pocket. Lincoln Riley did a phenomenal job with him at Oklahoma, from every scout I've talked to, of teaching him some things about defense, which you don't always get within that offense. It certainly seems as if the arrow's pointing up, put it that way, on Baker Mayfield.
Tom, I really appreciate it. Let's hope for Browns fans' sakes that we see another Brett Favre out there, maybe today and the rest of the season.
And let's hope that you keep this up and eventually you can borrow my suits.
I'm going to have to lose some more weight. Back to you, whoever is at home listening.